all right. What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? Man, I'll tell you something right now, bro. I had a stressful day, but I am Gucci. I am good. Now that I'm back in the warmth and welcome of my peeps, of my elite ninjas, of my people, I can't help but be happy. I can't help but smile. I can't help but tell you guys how grateful I am for the Elite Ninja Village showing up even when it's almost 12 p.m. midnight in some places, maybe even past that if you're in Europe or whatever the case is. Anybody who's joining me here tonight, y'all are the real ones. I told you guys it was going to be a little bit late tonight. It is late, but that's okay. Sometimes it's going to be this late, sometimes it's not. I'm excited to talk to you guys about video games and actually just kind of chill out, man. It's going to be more of a Mel chill stream. Talk about whatever you guys want to discuss. I mean, like legitimately, like obviously no politics and nothing weird. But just talk about video games, talking about music or anime or whatever. That's not spoiler. Whatever you guys want to do, it's all good. So I'm excited to talk to you guys today about that. So I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm just vibing and chilling tonight. More than happy to take music requests, all the same stuff. We can still do the extensions on the stream. I mean, might have to maybe not do that as much. Maybe it's about an hour or so today, and then we'll extend it maybe one more hour, just because it's already kind of late. But yeah, I'm down, man. I'm down for whatever. Oh my gosh, yeah. I had a long day today. Oh man, I had a long day today, bro. We already had some people. That's all right. I know some people really upset, bro, because of what happened today, man. But it's all good. Like, I already knew that some of this was gonna happen. I already knew. I've already been dealing with this BS for a while. So today was nothing. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I figured this would happen. But no, I'm good now, though. I'm good. We out here. We're gonna have a good stream tonight. We're gonna have fun. De-stress just a little bit, you know. So shout outs to Corey D, Anthony Smith. Big love to Dank Meme with the 55 months. Hey yo. Hey, shout outs, man. Let's go. Big love, dude. Thank you for that support. Daniel C, what's good, baby? J Will presents Anthony Smith. Boo 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 boo. Nintendo Switch 2 Halloween announcement would be cool. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do a Halloween announcement for it. At this point, it could be next year or it could be after. I think it might be something small right after Mario and Luigi Brothership. I think it's gonna be something right after Mario and Luigi Brothership. That's what I think, but we'll see. Does OJ judge me for playing multiple gotcha? No, I don't judge you for playing multiple gotcha, Zoob. I don't judge you. I mean, people like to do silly things all the time, so it's just part of the flow, part of the regular flow. What's up, 777 OG, double OG? Party man, Jamboree, out here jamboreeing. Yo, 7Dio, hey, what's up, baby? Welcome back to the stream. Zoob, welcome back. Neo Blitz the Frog, what's up, man? Welcome back to the stream. Chidori Corey, the return of Chidori _ Corey. You got to put the underscore in there because, like, regular Chidori Corey was taken, right? So you got to roll with the underscore. Hey, I respect it. I respect it, Chidori. I respect the Naruto name. I like it. Iskal, what's up, baby? Welcome. Just got the great the Lego Deku tree today. All right, let's go. You gonna put it together? Exalted Donut was good. I'm feeling nice at work. Are you at work tonight? Okay, working night shift tonight. Let's go, Chalice. Jeffrey Tucker says, wow, wow. Yo, listen, bro. We out here with the whoa, like whoa. We already told you guys, man. So yeah, like I said, a little bit of a stressful day today. But actually, to be honest, bro, I ain't even like really that stressful. Like, the people think that it's like super stressing me, but it's really not. Like, it's really not super stressful. Like, cause I already know that that's what I'm dealing with. So it ain't really super stressful. But you know you're getting on someone when when they get just try to do all sorts of weird things to try to sabotage stuff. It's just crazy. That's how you know you're winning. That's how I know I'm winning, bro. That's how I know I'm winning. So so it's all good. Let's see here. What if I told you I was slacking on Switch RPG to keep up with the gacha instead? Slacking on Switch. I mean, Zoob, bro. I mean, you can do whatever you want, brother. Like, I'm not in your life. I'm not regulating what you like to play or what you play. So, you know, if you want to spend time playing gacha mobile games, or, hey, brother, more power to you. Enjoy. Like, enjoy your day. Enjoy your night. I mean, I might make fun of you. I might think it's a little bit silly, but it ain't like that big of a deal. You're your own person. You're your own man, right? So you spend your time however you feel like spending your time. If you feel like spending your time doing that, then you can do that. I mean, even if I was to judge you, who cares? Like, you're your own man, all right? You're an adult, so whatever you decide to do with your own time, whatever you decide to do with your own time and your own money and your own effort, I respect it. It's legal, so I respect it, and it's cool, man. Like, you know, I'm glad. Let me just say this, Zoom. Before we start talking about everything that you guys are doing outside of whatever, or what I judge you, I'm judging you more for your character, for you being here. The fact that you're actually here, and you've been here for a long time, Zoom, so it's not like you just come here every now and then. You're here all the time, so I appreciate you, and I respect you for coming here. You could be playing those gacha games instead of telling us about it here, but at least you're here to say what up. So I like that. I'll take that. You know, I'll take that over anything else. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I need Romancing Saga. Yeah. Romancing Saga is good. It's really good. There's some great stuff. I did a sponsored video on it, so if you haven't seen that vid, make sure y'all check it out, man. It's really good. So yeah. What's up, Corny Puddle? What's up, Chupacabra? What's up, Jeffrey Tucker says, wow, is a banger of a track. It really is, man. It really is. It's a good track, bro. It's a good track. Yeah, I'm still really just playing Metaphor, man. Metaphor ReFantazio is my addiction. I just did a huge... I'm in like the second town, so I'm not going to say more. I'm just going to say second town. I'm in like the the third major area. Third area. And man, I just did like a whole like 7-day road trip where I'm just going to each thing. I'm doing every side quest. I'm fighting optional bosses, getting new gear. Oh my gosh, I'm fighting enemies, fighting enemy land runners, earning more respect and support. So I just finished that huge side quest sabbatical where I went to, it was a week plus trip. So I went all around, fought every single land runner contestant, did every single side quest, farmed a bunch of items, magla pills, farmed all sorts of stuff, farmed because it was so crazy. Like when I reached my last destination that I had to go to, this is no spoiler, guys, and it was stormy. So you know, in Metaphor, when it's stormy, enemies are stronger and enemies don't. I'm already playing on hard. Enemies, their weaknesses, you can't get a press turn for their weakness. You'll still get the damage bonus for the weakness, but if you hit them with the weakness, usually you get an extra turn. Well, on stormy days with bad weather, that doesn't happen. So I was like, oh heck yeah, I love it when that happens, because there was a never-ending regenerating plant, 2 of them in the area that I was in. So I just freaking farmed for like an hour plus on each area, farmed all sorts of old coins and gear to get appraised and items. Oh my gosh, bro, I came back, bro, after I sold everything, I had like $400,000. Like, I just got hella rich off of that. So it was a great side quest, man. It was a good one. It was really good. I'm enjoying the game a lot, man. I'm enjoying it. So let's see here. You guys playing Romancing Saga? Yeah, Romancing Saga, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like a little bit of old school Final Fantasy. That's what it reminds me of. A little bit of old school Final, maybe not really Bravely Default, but like Final Fantasy would be it, you know, something like that. So yeah, what's up CBH? What's up J2 Brothership? What's up Eric Sono? What's up guys? Shout outs Corny Puddle, Crash Zero. What's up baby? No Sonic for me right now, man. I'm still metaphoring out. I'm fantazoing. I might get to Sonic later, but right now I'm 80. I'm like almost 90 hours, but it's like a fraud 90 hours because I've got like, I put like 30 hours into the demo, so it's not like a real like 30 hours in the actual regular main game. It's more like 50 something hours in the actual regular main game. So I'm like 50. It says 80 hours, but I'm really more like 50 hours because I grinded in that demo dungeon. I grinded in that demo dungeon for 30 hours, like until I beat the boss, and I just grinded old coins and items and all that for like the whole time till the game came out. So it was fun. It was fun. Chris Wallace Music says, OJ just started East 10 Nordics. I'm really enjoying it. Keep it up. Yes, sir. I actually got East 10 Nordics myself. They sent me, give me a second. I want to do an unboxing with Metaphor ReFantazio. I still haven't done the unboxing. I kind of want to do a super unboxing of everything. The thing that Atlas gave me, I want to do this one here. They sent me this on PS5, East 10 Nordics. They sent me the special edition. And they sent me a sling bag. So we can check. This sling bag is really cool. So they sent me a sling bag that I'm definitely going to use when I go to any type of conventions, or if I go to hang out with you guys in any one of these different things. So yeah, I got the special edition. Very nice. It was at my my house, and I thought it was for my mom for a second. So yeah, man. So it's all good, man. I'm not sure what you're talking about over there on Twitch, brother. I don't know. I have no idea what that means, man. Let's see here. Dodgers just hit a walk-off grand slam to win the game. I hope the Dodgers win. I'm not a big baseball guy, but, you know, Dodgers would be like LA. That'd be like the closest team. So, yeah, I hope they win, man. I hope they win. And so I can make fun of Nate. I can also troll Nate the hate because he's a huge Yankees fan. So, or was he a Boston Red Sox fan? Oh, no, he's a Yankees fan. He's a Yankees fan. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Bad Set? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I just finished watching World Series Game 1. Yeah, I'm not a big... I'll probably watch, like, if it gets to, like, a Game 7 or, like, a closeout game, I'll probably tune in. The last time that I watched baseball, like, anything with baseball was, like, when the Cubs won. Like, I did tune in to see the Cubs win to break the curse. So I'll probably tune in to see the end, but I'm not going to watch, like, every game. Although I will say that World Series baseball, it's probably, like, a lot more exciting than regular season because it's, like, the World Series. And, like, they made a bunch of cool rules that I do, like the pitch clock and stuff like that to make this game faster. But, like, I think that it's a little bit too late for me, but it's cool, you know. It's cool. Let's see. Yeah, so many good RPGs, man. Y'all let me know. We need to have a lot of fan interaction today, guys. Like, a lot of user interaction. Y'all need to let me know what's going down. What's popping tonight? What are you guys Friday night? What are you guys up to, bro? I'm trying to chill, drink my water, enjoy the night. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a little bit of an event today. But I'm all right, man. Y'all got to cheer me up a little bit. So, I mean, I'm good already. But, I mean, you know, it'd be cool if, you know, y'all can, you know, let me know about some cool stuff that happened with you guys. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna ban this dude over here. Hold up real quick. Yeah, he's just being acting all crazy for no reason. Hey man, hey bro, let me tell you something right now real quick. Yo man, it's Friday, bro. So this fast week or whatever that your name is, you created an account yesterday. Bruh, go do something with your life, brother. Like, you can't. Here's the reason why. Let me tell you something real quick, because this dude's being racist on Twitch. Bro, you can't phase me with racism. I'm old. I'm like 60. I'm old, bro. I grew up with the actual hardcore, you know what I'm saying, racist. You putting in little racist stuff, little edgy, you know, virgin teen. I live race car bed. I live with my mom, you know, racist stuff. That doesn't phase me, brother. This ain't, I mean, like, come on now. I grew up with dudes that I had to fend for myself. I had to knock out some racist dudes back in my day, bro. You're just a little boy. Your little racist messages with Donkey Kong and stuff like that don't faze me, brother. That don't faze me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some good advice. Clearly, your father left to go get the milk, and he never came back. So let me give you some fatherly advice real quick. All right, brother? What I need you to do is stop worrying about online. Stop being terminally online. You're a loser. You're on the track to be a loser, to be a nothing, a nobody. Okay, you're on track for that. So I know it's hard to hear that, the truth, but that's the truth, because what you're spending a Friday night, when I was your age, Friday nights, we had football, bro. I was out here rushing for 1,000+ yards a season. You know what I'm saying? I was out here getting recruited for colleges. I was out here getting ready. I was playing football at your age, bro. Or I was, you know, if I wasn't playing football, I was out with the girlfriend, or I was out, like I said, I was out with the homies. We out doing some stuff. You over here, you and my message being racist on a Friday night, brother. You got no life. You got no life. You're a loser, bro. You're a loser. Change your life around, brother. It's Friday night. Go enjoy yourself tonight, man. Your racist messages don't faze me. I'm just gonna ban you and move it on. Like, sorry guys, there was some weirdo on Twitch. He thinks that I get upset with that type of stuff. I don't. Let's see here. Hey OJ, I'm gonna meet MVG in New York in November. I'll ask him about Switch 2. Off the record, ask him. Couldn't play much Metaphor this week, but man, calendar system works so much better so far. Being able to travel different dungeons and do multiple day-long quests. Exactly, yeah. Like you can go from one, like you don't have to end the day right away. Like after you're done with one dungeon or area, you can say, oh, I'm gonna set up camp, and then you're gonna head to the next area right away, right? I like the structure more. The calendar system, it's not perfect. Like there's still some stuff with it, but it's basically the best calendar system that they've ever had, like for sure, 100%. I remember many pitches were mixed, the pitch clock, but so far so good. Gaches didn't take long anymore because it goes an extra inning. Yeah, like of course pitchers are gonna be upset with that. They don't like that. Like I gotta speed it up. But yeah, guess what? NBA has a shot clock. You want to sit there and watch freaking James Harden dribble for 10-15? Do you want to sit there and watch people dribble for 10-15 years? No, nobody wants to do that. That's why there's a shot clock for a reason. There's a play clock for a reason. Literally every single other major sport has a clock. There is a clock for a reason. NFL, you got to get to the line, snap the ball within this many seconds. NBA, you got to shoot the ball within this many seconds. There is a clock. I don't want to be sitting there seeing you go sniffing and rotating and all this. I ain't trying to watch you do all that stuff, bro. Like, that's the problem. Baseball didn't realize that. Ain't nobody trying to watch all that, bro. Baseball, lucky they got these crazy big sponsors that just love baseball. I don't know. That sport would have went broke a long time ago. Goes on for some crazy old school, it's the old ball game. Like, if they didn't have those type of sponsors, that issue would have been, the people wouldn't be making the type of money that they're making right now, bro. They lucky they got those old school, you know, my family was a Yankees fan. They watched Babe Ruth. They got like that old tycoon, you know, they got that old tycoon money. They got that old, what's his name? Rockefeller. They got that old Rockefeller money and like railroad money from like the 1800s, you know. They got that type of money in baseball. Otherwise, they players wouldn't be making what they're making right now, bro. Let's see here. I was trying, man. Barry Sanders is my favorite running back of all time. So yeah, absolutely. I tried, but I was nowhere near as good as Barry Sanders. Nobody's anywhere near as good. Barry Sanders is one of one. Nobody's anywhere near as good as Barry Sanders. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Mega Lee? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Shout outs. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Let's see here. OJ, as far as sports being skilled versus athletic, what's the difference? I mean, it depends on what sport you're playing, but for example, skill can be like, oh man, like basketball, for example. I can dribble between my legs. I can dribble behind the back. I can spin the ball on there. I can finesse past the ball. I can do all these different things. But maybe I can't jump up and dunk out the gym like LeBron James. Or maybe I can't run so fast that I'm a blinding, you know, speed bolt like, let's say, Russell Westbrook, you know? So that's the difference. Like, skill is like when you can do things in terms of tactics within the sport very efficiently, right? Whereas athleticism is the raw physical peak of when somebody's doing something. So how high you jump, how fast you run, how strong are you? These are the type of things that they say, oh man, it's brute athleticism. Usually with like, you know, running, jumping, throwing, catching. These are the things that are athleticism, whereas skill is the technical things. Like, let's say you're perfect form while throwing a baseball to first base. You know, like you have your nice slide, perfect form, like different skills. Or maybe even like your bat skill, right? Your bat technique and your skill hitting a baseball. Maybe you don't have the most raw power, but your technique and skill is very good. In football, your skill can be like your spin moves or like, you know, your certain vision for the field or certain things like that. But maybe you're not the fastest guy, you can't jump the highest. So yeah, there's definitely fine line between like skill and athleticism. I've seen guys that are crazy athletic, right, but have no skill whatsoever. I've seen guys that are just raw athletic but have no skill. Or sorry, so yeah, raw athletic but no skill, but then also a ton of skill but not really a lot of athleticism at all, you know? So I was kind of a mix. Like I had a good amount of skill at playing running back, but then I was also pretty athletic. But I wasn't necessarily like, if this was like Madden or something like that, I'd probably be like a, you know, if we're talking about like overall, I'm probably like a 77 or something like that. Not trash, but not the best. just okay, you know, like a maybe a low 80s, maybe a low 80s at my best, you know, in terms of compared to everybody else, like all the other running backs, like when I graduated high school, all the other running backs when I was in college, I was probably like a low 70s or so. So not the worst, but not the best, you know. And superstars are a combination of both. I mean, superstars can be a combination of both, or superstars can really. I mean, like I don't really think that like Steph Curry is really that athletic. I mean, in comparison to other point guards that we've seen in this league, I think that there's a ton of other point guards that are way more, and two guards that are way more athletic than Steph Curry. And I don't think he's ever really been that athletic. I think he just has a crazy amount of skill, and he can shoot. He's just incredibly skilled, and he's a good enough athlete. He's a good enough, but I don't think he's an elite athlete. So I mean, but yes, a lot of superstars, you're right, have both. Like Michael Jordan had a lot of skill and a lot of athleticism, you know. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, you know, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, they all had a lot of skill and a lot of athleticism. You know, but yeah. Hey, what's up, Seventh Okage? Yes, sir. Late night stream. But yes, a lot of superstars do have a lot of both combined. You know, combined together, like superstars do. Most superstars, like top 10, they got a lot of both, you know. Tim Duncan had plenty of skill. His athleticism necessarily wasn't incredible. He was just tall, but he had a lot of skill. He had a lot of skill. A lot of skill. Tim Duncan had a tremendous amount of skill. He's pretty physical, like I said, big guy. Played defense, but I don't think he was that. Tim Duncan wasn't like super athletic. I don't think he was super athletic. At least not like other big men that at least that we have today in terms of athleticism, you know. Hey, what's up, Cuts Lenovo? Welcome to the stream, brother. What's up, Paul Gale? What are some of your most impressive physical performance records, OJ, from running to weights? Yeah, for me, like weights was something that I really enjoyed when I was younger. So I think I squatted like, I think my max squat was like almost 600 pounds. It was like 5 something. I remember when I was at state, I think I was squatting like 550 or something like that. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5 plates on each side or something, and then like another weight on there. So I think I was squatting about that at state. So I was pretty happy with that. But also like my bench press, like I was never really that great at bench. Like I never really did like a ton, but I remember at state, I got up to about 340, 335, 340. So I was pretty happy with my squat and my bench at the time. I was really strong. I don't think I can do more than like 250 pounds not at this point. I haven't bench pressed in, like I haven't done like a real actual bench press in a long time. I just do like, you know, chest press with weights now, so I keep my chest strong, but or at least in condition. But yeah. But at that time I was playing, you know, football. I was trying to play professional football, so you're gonna lift a lot of weights. You're gonna be lifting almost every single day. You're gonna be doing upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body for like 5 or 6 days. You know, you don't, and then you take a day or two to recover. You can thank Dean Smith for the shot clock. 4 quarters offense took up the whole game. Yeah, exactly. Just passing it around. So yeah. Let's see here. What's up, Cuts, though? Shoutouts, man. Welcome to the stream. Jacob Dressback, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream. Big love. Hey, Clark, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good, man. How are you? Almost every sports has VAR, LOL, cameras. Nowadays are so advanced that can greatly affect referee. Yeah. I mean, like the last game last night, what was it? The Rams versus the Vikings. Vikings got kind of screwed because they didn't see the play, man. Sam Darnold got his face ripped to the side. Freaking face mask. Didn't see it. Human error, man. Human error. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Exaggerated History? Welcome to the stream, brother. Jacob Dressback, what's good, guys? Shout out to the homies coming out late, man. I know it's pretty late, but thank you for coming through. Man, I appreciate that. Really appreciate it. We're basically having a Freestyle Friday, so you guys can talk about, you know, anything that you want to talk about. You know, you can talk about whatever the case is, video games, whatever it is. So yeah, it's all good, all good. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming late night tonight. Let's go. Yeah, refs always call in favor for LA. You think so? I mean, I watched the games. You know, I watched the 49ers game. There were a few ticky-tack calls. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, refs, that right there should have been reviewed, in my opinion, but whatever. We need those refs to work the next KC game. Man, KC gets every call, bro. KC get every call. Yo, what's up, Dark Car? What's up, baby? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Shout out to Joseph S as well. What's good? You gonna take your son trick-or-treating? I think he's a little bit too young for candy because he just turned 1, so I think he's a bit too young for candy. So I don't think we're gonna take him trick-or-treating, but I'll probably go out there with him because my nephews are gonna do trick-or-treating. So yeah. Custom also says bullpen pitchers are skilled, ain't necessarily athletic. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, I think like throwing a baseball just in general is skill. Now it can have some athleticism to it, but if you're throwing like sliders and curveballs and a knuckleball and all that, like that's a highly, you know, that's like a skill. That's like a big skill that you need. You know, might not be the most athletic, but I do think that in order to pitch for a very long, like the form and the technique to throw fastballs and all that, I think you need to have some. There's definitely some athleticism involved in that. You know. So yeah, see, I'm 24. I'm the furthest I ran. One goes 33 miles. I'm quite proud of that, especially 5'3". My stride isn't as long. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that running 33 miles has nothing to do with your stride. I mean, like, that's more about your tank, your endurance, right? So, you know, having short strides, that's really comes into play like when you're trying to do like sprinting, right? If you're trying to beat somebody in a sprint, or you're trying to, you know, cover more ground than someone. So for you, it's just more about what is your endurance, your heart. That's the biggest thing, your legs and your heart. How much oxygen can they retain and maintain and then go? That's really what it's all about. You want to know like how you are like in terms of your health, go for a jog. How fast do you get winded? If you jog 1 mile and you're like, you're out of shape. It's time to exercise because your muscles don't have no oxygen. Your heart is constrained just by running 1 mile, you know? So that's how you tell if you're in or out of shape. If you can run 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 mile, 5 miles and feel like, okay, yeah, I had a workout, but it wasn't that big of a deal, then you're in a good shape. And that's where you want to get to. You want to get to the point to where you can run, you know, that much and then be good. You don't got to worry about how long or short your strides are. All you got to worry about is if you can do it or not, you know? So, I mean, whenever I run, you know, I run for about an hour whenever I go running. So that's many, many, many miles, right? And I'm not really even super tired at the end of it. Like, yeah, I'm sweating and all that, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't run anymore, you know? Unless, like, I haven't ran for a bit. Yo, shout outs to Dark Guy with the JOJO!
I play Metaphor, I get bodied.
Yep.
I play Romancing Saga 2, I get bodied lol. Almost done with Metaphor, then I will continue with Romancing Saga 2.
Yes, sir.
Also, can you please play Heroes Awakening from Metaphor ReFantazio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ReFantazio. ReFantazio. Tazio. Yes, I can play that for you. Thank you so much, Dark Card, with the first dono of the stream. And guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to... Y'all know what I'm about to do. Let's do it. They'll show up. I'll play it again. I don't care. JOJO Friday. Hey, shout out. Thank you so much, Dark Card with the $10. Ah, there we go. Dark Card with the JOJO Friday. Let's go. Thank you so much, Dark Card. First one of the stream. $10 and up. Yo, we'll get you your tracks. And we got you a couple tracks today. JOJO Fridays, you guys know how we do it. We get a couple tracks for the JOJO Donos. So get me something else that you want to, Dark Card, and I got you, brother. I got you. Let's see here. Heroes Awakening Metaphor. All right. Let's do it. You are echoing. Am I echoing now? Or is the JOJO echoing? The JOJO is echoing. Let's see if it stopped echoing right now. Let's do it. Let's see if it stopped echoing. All right, how was that? Was there an echo there? Let me know in the chat. Let's see here. Shout out to Dark Card. Thank you for the support, man. Yo, Hopkins being as impactful as Randy Moss for those Patriot teams would be insane. That is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. DeAndre Hopkins is not as good as Randy Moss. And he never was Randy Moss. He never was as good as Randy Moss. And he never mossed people like... I mean, he maybe did sometimes, but nah, he wasn't Randy Moss, bro. Randy Moss is one of one. I've only seen one receiver truly look like Randy Moss since Randy Moss, and that was almost pretty much at the same time, and that's like Calvin Johnson. But even after that, like, I've been watching the NFL for years now, and there was one game, maybe I'm biased here, but there was one game where somebody actually looked like Randy Moss, and that was the game that Juwan Jennings for the 49ers had against the Rams, where he was literally mossing people, like jumping over their backs and catching the ball, you know. So there's not many people that remind me of Moss. Like, there's not many people that can moss people out there, you know. Let's see here. Yeah, Randy Moss is one of one, man. One of one. But the only other receiver is like Calvin Johnson. Like, you can say, okay, maybe Calvin Johnson, that's about the only other receiver that reminded you of Randy Moss, but he's pretty much like one of one. Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, they're like in a league of their own when it comes to deep threat, tall, throw the ball up into the air, jump up and high point it, you know? So yeah. The KC needs any receiver they can get, so it's a good move, but Randy, no way, yeah. I mean, to be honest, do they need any receiver that they can get? I mean, they're 6-0 with not having him. Don't get me wrong, yeah, like, you know, you want to have as much help as you can get, but I mean, that defense is really the key of what makes the Chiefs. That defense embarrasses you, punches you, knocks you out, and then you make mistakes. They get you. They're psychologically in your head. They're psychologically in everyone's head. Not just the 49ers because they've lost. They're psychologically in the Ravens' head, in the 49ers' head. They're psychologically in the Bills' head. Like, they've victimized everybody over the last 4 or 5 years. So nobody has the mental edge over the Chiefs. And their defense is so well done. They're just freaking pounding people in the face, you know, punching them. And like I said, you're scared. You're scared of Mahomes. You're scared of their defense. People play soft against them. Your best players disappear. This is a thing that the Chiefs just do. Like, their best players. I mean, the only team that truly has a shot at beating the Patriots, like, is a fully healthy 49ers. Like, a fully healthy, and that's, like I said, a shot. Doesn't mean they're going to win. But a fully healthy 49ers or the Ravens. Those are, like, the only two teams that really have a real shot at beating the Chiefs when they're at their peak. Like, it's only those two teams. Fully healthy 49ers or Ravens. That's it. Or if Joe Burrow somehow plays out of his mind like he did that one time when they came back and went to the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Kelce looks bad this year because he's been, to be honest, you can sit there and say, oh, no, he's not. Kelce's been partying with billionaires, been going on jet skis, been whining and dining with his billionaire wife. He didn't take the offseason seriously. He looks too big. He looks out of shape. He looks big and clunky. He's really just going off of muscle memory and pure skill, athletic, like, muscle memory skill. That's what Kelce's going off of. He ain't going off of, like, oh man, he's like for example, like, George Kittle looks way better than him. Looks way better than him this year. Like, George Kittle looks in better shape. He looks way better than Kelce. Looks a bit big, a bit slow and clunky. He does not look like the Kelce of old. Because this offseason, we know what he was doing. He was out with his wife. He was out partying. He was out with billionaires. He was out doing all sorts of stuff. He was not taking it seriously. And they just won their 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years. Like, he was not serious. He was not serious in the offseason. Let's see. He was not serious. So I think the Ravens to win, man, but they haven't showed up. Yeah, exactly. That's the big problem right now. The Ravens just don't show up in the playoffs. That's the problem. You good down? All right, cool. Sounds good. Dark Card. If you want another track for that JoJo Dono, man, let me know. Thank you for that, guys. 5 more, and we'll get a 15-minute extension on the board here. Kelce likes being a celebrity more at this point. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, he's setting up his next line to make more money than he did when he played. Like, he's doing Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? Which you've got to be a complete tool to watch that show. Why? Who gives a damn if you're smarter than... Well, you're going to watch celebrities, people be smarter than celeb? Who cares? Like, you got to be a complete tool to watch that show. But he's hosting that. He's got his podcast. He just got a big $100 million deal. So he's looking to do other things outside of football. He's got his restaurant in KC with Mahomes. So he's got other business interests that he's going to probably going to, retire in the next couple of years and go do that and make way more money than he made playing football. Let's see here. Can you play Butterfly Girl from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus? Yes, I can. Thank you for the support, man. Butterfly Girl. Grand Blue. Thank you so much, Dark Card. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Let's go. Kittle is a beast this year. That's about the only, not the only, but honestly, Kittle's playing so good. This another All-Pro year. So I'm excited for Kittle. I'm excited for, like, you know, what he's been able to do this year. But the Niners have been bad, man. The Niners have been bad. They have not been good. They have not been good. So yeah. Not been good at all. Let's see here. I don't need to watch that show because I know I'm smarter than them. Oh man, maybe. I'm not watching it because I don't care about how smart or not celebrities are. You're a moron if you're sitting here obsessing over celebrities. So yeah, I do not care. But anyway, yeah, that's that. So yeah. But it's all good though. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know. Let them know that we are streaming. Love to see that. Love to see it. Hey, what's up, Luis Barrios? What's up, baby? Welcome to the stream. Life will change is here as well. What's good? I don't need to. Okay, shout outs. I read that. Let's go. Big love though. If you guys have questions, once again, comments, let me know. Let's talk about Nintendo's next strategy. Tapping in, locking in for Nintendo Switch 2. For Nintendo Switch 2. So let's talk about that. So it looks like Nintendo is definitely gearing up. We have the Nintendo Switch Online playtest that's going on, and it looks like Nintendo is gearing up for way better online support. We have the information that came out earlier this week that Nintendo is courting third-party developers for Nintendo Switch ports. I guess who they... I should have said this in my video, but I didn't. But remember who they purchased? They purchased, what was it? Shiver. They purchased Shiver. What did Shiver do? Shiver does big third-party ports. So they're probably using Shiver to get some of these big third-party ports going on the Switch 1 and, of course, Switch 2 when that comes out. So more resources for them. So I do feel that Nintendo is getting ready for that next thing. Now, we talked about some of those ports. What are those going to be? You know, Splinter Cell, Blacklist, Driver 1 and 2, maybe Driver San Francisco. You got stuff like, what else? There's could be a new Rayman 3, you know, Rayman 3 game, or there's going to be some EA Wii titles, maybe Dead Space Extraction. We've got some more big third-party ports coming, like maybe on the scale of a Witcher 3, you know, like that scale. Obviously, Witcher 3 is already on the Switch, but like Nintendo's trying to get those developers to get some stuff going. Probably in collaboration with them in order to kind of buy some time till the Switch 2 comes out and even afterwards. So Nintendo's strategy really is, hey, look, we're not riding into the sunset just yet. We're going to be riding into that sunset, but the Switch 2 is going to be right there and we're going to all go along in the sunset. So it looks like Nintendo's doing that while a lot of their developers are getting ready, planning, making games for Switch 2. So I think that's kind of what's going on. So Nintendo's strategy is very interesting for sure. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section. Also, stuff like Yuka Replay, that game has been officially announced for the Nintendo Switch 2. That game has been officially announced for Nintendo Switch 2, which is very interesting. They just said Nintendo consoles, they put the little eyes on there. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff, bro. It really is. So yeah. That's the really one key con to Nintendo is NSO. Nintendo has Xbox in their back pocket. What does that mean? Let's see here. Any idea of the price of the Switch 2? Yeah, I do have an idea of the price. I think the Switch 2 is going to be probably about $399. That's what I'm guessing for Switch 2. $399. I mean, there might be some bundles that make it more, or maybe even less, but I do think that $399 will be the standard starting price. Got to get that Switch 2 announcement. Yeah, we got to get that new Mario Kart announcement, party man. We know what we need here. We need that new Mario Kart announcement too, bro. Let's see here. As far as more third-party support from Xbox, okay, yeah. More third-party support from Xbox. When do you guys think? I know we've asked this question a million times, but when do you guys? I haven't asked this question to you. When do you guys think that they're gonna actually talk about this? I saw Party Man talk about it on Twitter saying he thinks it's just going to be next year. What do you guys think? So, what do you guys think? Let me know. Eventually, we'll see a VG dev don't care anymore and just leak the Switch 2 official name and even the dev kit. LOL. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I think that what we're gonna get, dude, we're gonna get some devs that just outright like accidentally leak it. So there's gonna be some devs. I don't think you're wrong. There's gonna be some devs that acts like it's gonna get to the point where if Nintendo does not announce this thing like somewhat soon, it's gonna get to the point where some devs are just gonna accidentally do it. You know. Like, you could replay. They're not going to take the chance of not announcing it for Nintendo to not get Nintendo fans hyped up. You want your first impression to be good. If your first impression that it's not coming to a Nintendo system, that's not good for a Banjo-Kazooie type of game where most of your audience is, right? That's not good. Regardless of how your sales end up being, you want the first impression to be really good. So I think that there is a number of developers who absolutely want Nintendo to just say, hey, what's going on with this, and announce it so they can officially announce their games. Because we've seen a lot of developers say, hey, we're going to do it for the next Nintendo system. I can confirm that there are developers, even as far back as last year or earlier this year, that essentially they know what's going on. Obviously, they know what's going on. They've got games and everything, but they just got to be quiet, you know? I know of a few games myself that are very exciting. I would say this. Here's what I will say. That's why you got to watch these late night streams, bro. I'll say this. Nintendo's Switch 2 launch is more exciting from the plethora, is more exciting than the Switch 1 launch. I'll say that. It's more exciting. Now, whether you feel Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a better launch game or whatever they're gonna have than what's coming up for Switch 2, that's debatable, right? That's gonna be debatable. Some people are gonna like Breath of the Wild more. Perfectly debatable, but I'll say this: you're not gonna be like, oh man, they didn't have anything big at launch. You're not gonna be saying that with this launch, from what I understand. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. They're taking their sweet time, bro. Japanese devs are itching at this point. I think a lot of devs are itching. Indie devs are itching. I think a lot of the indie scene are like, come on, Nintendo, please. Like, we're already, like, do so. Like, a lot of the indie devs want to take advantage of that new system, you know? Yo, Super Christian Miro with the second dono of the stream. Hey, yo. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Super Christian Miro getting us to 11 on the combo board. 4 away from that 15-minute extension. Let's go. And he says, put the eye emojis every time someone mentions a game coming to Nintendo. Like, whoa! Yo, let's go. Like a combo breaker. Let's go. I wonder if Switch 2 is part of the reason why Silk Song has not come out. Some people are starting to think maybe that's it. But then some people are thinking, no, that's not it. You know, because it's like, is it? But I don't think so. Nintendo likes this viral mystery marketing plan. It worked for Amiyo and the playtest. Furukawa gave them a hard decline. For Q4 to have some system announced, so it's leaning to early 2025. Okay, yeah, that's a good analysis. Hey, what's up, Juice Man Vaughn? They know the money ain't rolling in like that without Nintendo hype. No, I mean, for ukulele, it definitely isn't. I'll say this though, if you're looking at it, going into this generation, this new generation for Nintendo, or this next thing, this is the real time you can look at it and you can definitively say, we've got this, and this. Like, we've had that before, but here's what I mean by that. This is the first time that you can truly go in and say, okay, everyone kind of knows their place. Like, know your role, shut your mouth. We know Nintendo's going to dominate with the Japanese RPGs, the Japanese scene, the first-party games, and some third-party stuff. Sony is the undisputed king of getting damn near everything. They're just going to have everything. It is what it is. Microsoft has turned into, hey, we're the big corporation. We can kind of just do all sorts of stuff. We're going to put games on wherever we feel like, whenever we feel like, and just be existing because we want to exist. So it's clearly defined roles. It's not like, oh, Microsoft is trying to fight for for market share and all this, and oh man, like Nintendo's they don't really get this or that, or they're not getting, you know, some of this or whatever the case is. Like Sony's pretty much in their position that they've always been in, but there's not really anything that directly says, okay, there could be a change to that. Everybody has their lane at this point. Everybody knows what they specialize in. Microsoft is still a little bit confused, but we all know what the deal is with Microsoft. I mean, Phil Spencer becoming Benedict Arnold all of a sudden, sitting there saying one thing, then going back on that, turncoating and all sorts of stuff. But we know at this point we're used to Phil's filling. So like we're just like, okay, yeah, whenever he says something, we're like, yeah, okay, no problem, Phil. We know what Xbox is about. And that's fine. Oh, what's up, Uncario? We know what it's about, and that's fine. It's no big deal. So I think that's where, like, this heading into this, it's like, okay, this is where it's all at, you know. And Microsoft is going to have a very different system next gen. It's going to be a very different system next gen. So the tides are turning. This was a pivotal generation. I think that the Switch, the PS5 and Xbox Series generation, it's pivotal, and not because it was, like, incredible, because it's not been. It's been just okay. It's been a lot of, all of this stuff could have been on PS4, right? Like, it's been a lot of that. So it's a generation where people finally found, like, okay, here's what's up. You know, here's what's up with what's going down, you know, overall. Let's see here. Yankees lost game 1 of the World Series. It's the night to celebrate. Well, don't celebrate too much. There's still more games. And I know you don't think it'll be Switch launch, but looking at these grifters YouTubers, there'll be a ton of vids with stuff like Switch 2 is gonna fail. I don't really think there's gonna be as many this time around, Monado. I don't think so. I don't think so, because the Switch 1 was very successful. The Switch 1 is still selling now. It's much easier to be negative about something heading into it if you flopped or failed beforehand. But if you had a huge amount of success going into it, it's gonna dramatically decrease the amount of people. Also, you look at Japan too. It's gonna just dramatically decrease how many people. I mean, there might be some videos, but it ain't really gonna be that big of a deal. Hey, what's up, Darren Sledge? 52 months of Ambu tier. Hey, what up, OJ? What's good, my guy? 2 questions. What I miss and how you feeling about the Niners? I'm feeling not great about the Niners, but there's still a lot of season to play. I think that Christian McCaffrey comes back in week 10. They got a bye week. They got to just hold, you know, all these games are winnable, but chances are they're going to lose a couple of them. But if they can just be right around, you know, 500 or so, and then once they get Christian McCaffrey back, they can really open things up more. Once they get Dre Greenlaw back, he's going to be back afterwards. So if they can just really just get to this last back half and get healthy, I think they're going to be okay. In terms of what did you miss, really nothing. We've just been chilling, vibing out, talking about video games and a little bit of NFL too. So not too much on that one. But yeah, I'm not feeling great about the season just because there's a lot of missed opportunities. But pretty much every game has been somewhat close. It's been like, there's been no real blowouts. You know, overall, there's been some like, okay, yeah, it kind of got out of hand like in the 4th quarter. But pretty much it's only because there was like a stupid thing that happened in the 4th quarter, right? All the games have been tough and have been close. So if they can keep that up and just win some of those games without choking, then the Niners are going to be okay. But like if the Niners were getting blown out though every game, then that'd be a problem. But they're not. So let's see here. Has Benedict Arnold? Yeah, the most iterative gen for everyone but Nintendo. I don't know how Microsoft and Sony can pull up the same stuff next gen. I think that they will. I think the PS5 Pro shows that, and I think that Microsoft, they're gonna have like more of like a Steam machine, handheld PC counterpart. So I think they're gonna do that and just roll with that, you know. I read somewhere that Nintendo release date would depend on the sales for Switch, would be based on sales goal. They said the meet sales goal will be later, not in March. No, that's not how it is. They already have a set plan date that they're gonna announce and it's gonna launch. They have a good idea. It's not based off of if the Switch is selling at this point or not. I think that you base that like when you launch the next system. Yeah, you base that off of like how the Switch was selling like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. But when it gets close to the time to when your production, like you're in, you know, developers are making games for the system, they're not gonna keep saying, whoa, wait, Switch is selling. It's already set for a certain time. Like they have a window when they're gonna launch it. That's not how it works. To me, the expectation is Switch 2 will be a success and more of a surprise if it isn't. Yeah, it'll be a pretty big shock if it's not. I see what Juice Man Vaughn is saying though, like with the iterative generations and stuff. Today I was playing Jamboree with my family, and I can't stop thinking about how good the system is. Jamboree is a lot of fun, and playing it with your family is even better, you know? I think playing, like, I played online with Chupa and all that, and it's fun, but I think playing in person is where Mario Party really shines. Like, playing online, it just doesn't, it feels like playing Halo online. Playing Halo online is not as goated as playing Halo, like LAN or like local. Seems like 49ers could put anyone at RB with that scheme. Yeah, that's true, but Christian McCaffrey, with the passing game, he opens it up way more than Mason, in my opinion, like with his versatility. And his like vision. But Mason's good though. Yeah, like Mason's good. But you can't put Garendo back there. He's fast, but he fumbles way too much. He's barely got any carries, and he's got 2 fumbles already this season. So yeah. Hey OJ, how do you define AA game and compare it to AAA game? Do you consider the IP time to take the development costs? Yeah, it's like pretty much a combination of all that. The IP, development costs, stuff like that, you know, at the end of the day. Hey OJ, do you think there's a chance that they tease Switch to at the Game Awards? No, I don't think so. Nintendo doesn't really use the Game Awards for stuff like that. Nintendo would have their own event. So I don't think they're going to use the Game Awards. Microsoft used the Game Awards, and I think it was a bad idea. I don't think it was a good idea to announce it at the Game Awards. They should have had their own event talking about it. But that's just me. Great point, OJ, but this Switch 2 fail video, I can already know they won't use actual facts. It's going to be one of the pattern 2, Nintendo Greedy Evil Steam Deck. Yeah, once again, that's not really, that doesn't really matter. Who cares? Like, I mean, who cared about Switch 1 failure videos? I mean, they were wrong, so I don't think anybody cares, to be honest, man. People are just excited to see the games. Heard Sonic Crossout Generations already 1 million views before 24 hours. Sega 5 games that released 1 million. It's wild. I mean, I expected that. Like, yes, I did hear about that. Yo, what's up, Ishinga? I did hear about that, Brandon Briggs. And yeah, that's to be expected. Like, I knew Metaphor was gonna do well. I knew Sonic was gonna. I mean, Sonic always does well. I knew Like a Dragon was gonna do well. I mean, I knew Persona 3 Reload was gonna do well. Like, these are all IPs or franchises that do well. You know, that, or they have history of doing well, right? So yeah, it makes sense that they had a lot of those IPs sell 1 million plus, you know, fairly quickly. Let's just see the legs though. But yeah. Let's see. I think AAA is any game where a million sales by the end of launch week is an indisputable flop. 1 million sales by the end of launch week is an indisputable flop. I don't think that's the definition of AAA games, Zoob. I don't think that's it. But yeah, sure. It's just more about the development budget. That's really like, how big is the game? Like, how big is the game? How much money? How many people are working on it? Like, that's really what it is. I mean, there's various sizes of AAA games, though. You know, like, you can have one of the smaller tier AAA games, like some of Nintendo's titles, like a Xenoblade. That's not the same type of AAA game that, like, let's just say, The Witcher 3 is, or like Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk costs way more than The Witcher, or sorry, way more than Xenoblade 3, but Xenoblade 3 is still like a AAA game. It's a lot of money to develop that game, but it's not the scale of a Cyberpunk. You know, it's not the scale of a Starfield. It's not the scale of those games, but it's still a AAA game. Same thing goes for like some of the Mario games or some stuff. Like, they still big budget, you know, expensive games to make and to market, but they're not quite the size of some of those other games, you know. So yeah. Tears of Kingdom AAA, Echoes of Wisdom AA. I mean, yeah, you could look at it, Echoes of Wisdom more of a smaller game in terms of development, you know, resources put into it. It's Grezzo, so yeah. You know, but once again, like, it varies, right? It varies a lot. I mean, they spent a lot of money making Echoes of Wisdom. It wasn't a small game to make. It's not like there's AA games that were definitely cheaper to make than Echoes of Wisdom. You know, so it really just depends. Like, there's a lot of nuance to it, right? I think so. The terms of blurred in the past few generations, since the indie sector has fully encapsulate portion of AA. Absolutely. I think a lot of people see some indie games like, let's say, for example, gosh, like what is like Hades, for example. People don't see that as like a small indie game. They see it as like more like a AA style game, right? Like some of like the content that's in that game and other titles as well, not just that, right? So yeah, I prefer Microsoft's direction of them using removable batteries for their controllers. Removable batteries, like where you can use like AA batteries for their controllers. Yeah, you have the option, like you can use your own, you know, chargeable battery pack, or you can use AA batteries. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. Whatever they want to do for the batteries, that's fine. You know, it's the option's good though. Having the option between regular batteries or having it between a rechargeable battery pack, that's good. It's not bad, but I don't have a problem with them not doing that. Like, I don't have a problem with them just saying, hey, we're just gonna have a rechargeable battery and not worry about batteries at all. You know, so yeah. Yeah, sir, but less production, no voice acting, no mocap, minimal cutscene, direction, less scale, fewer systems. Well, Echoes of Wisdom has a ton of systems in there, but I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. I mean, some big AAA games have a very small amount of mechanics and systems, right? But they do have the cutscenes and they have other things. So once again, it kind of, the lines are blurred in terms of things. Definitely lines are blurred. Imagine just how much money Dead Cells guys made. That's less than a AA game. Dead Cells made a ton of money. It sold over 10 million units. A lot of the biggest, like a lot of the richest people in game development are indie devs. Believe it or not, a lot of the people that got the most money in terms of it are independent developers. Look at the guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's. Look at him. Look at the original guy who made Minecraft. Although, yeah, he sold his business. Look at the guy who made Stardew Valley. That guy who made Stardew Valley is loaded. Look at the people who made Among Us. They are loaded. So a lot of the most richest developers are indie devs. Undertale, yeah, look at the guy who made Undertale. A lot of these guys, the richest devs, man. A lot of these guys, the developers for like big publishers, they have way less money than some of these indie guys. So if you can, that's why a lot of them are creating their own indie studios and, you know, creating stock options and stuff like that for them to make more money. Exactly. Indie devs own their games. So if you sell your game Among Us, you sell your game for like what, $5, and 30 million people buy that. Yeah, you got to pay a cut to Microsoft, Sony, Valve, whatever. But then you get the rest of that, right? You get the rest of it, and it doesn't get synced into corporate, you know, corporate salaries and paying Phil Spencer and all this other stuff. You know? It doesn't get soaked up into paying all the head of the studios and all that. So if you're, but you have to remember though, like indie hits like you know, like Stardew Valley and like Hades and like these indie hits that sell these big amounts, it's not a lot. There's not, most indie games sell nowhere near the amount of Among Us and Stardew Valley and Five Nights at Freddy's, and most of them not even close. Like that's like 1%, you know. So it's like luck and then also how good your game is. It's like a combination of the two, you know. So yeah. Some companies like Sega announce 1 million units, while some others like Square Enix doesn't always set unrealistic sales expectations. I'll say this. Sega does a better job with their budgets and what the expectations for their games than Square Enix. Square Enix for sure has better graphics and they spend more on their games. Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is more advanced than pretty much anything that Sega put out this year. Probably from a budget perspective. So obviously Square Enix's budgets are they're gonna expect more. They're gonna expect more than 1 million units, you know. They need more than that because they spend a lot of money on their games. Like they probably spend more than Sega, you know. Let's see here. Like, for example, let's look at Metaphor ReFantazio. Sega clearly was like, yeah, this game's gonna be expensive. There's no way in hell we're gonna make it be look. I mean, listen, the graphics in the game aren't. I mean, they're smooth and they look good, but they're not incredible by any means. And that's on purpose. That's on purpose because they don't want to have a game with these crazy graphics that balloons the budget and balloons everything out of control. If Metaphor actually had graphics on the level of what you'd see on like a high-end PS4 game, a PS4 Pro, or a PS5, I mean, the game would have cost 3 times the amount, right? Because of the amount of content in the game. So Sega does a good job of balancing graphics and price. Like, look at Yakuza, or the Like a Dragon series, right? I mean, it looks okay, but I mean, they use that same Dragon engine and all that, right? Or whatever. So they just keep on, they make games in a certain type of way. They don't really focus on the graphics and all that. And their marketing campaigns and budgets are smaller. So Sega has a better grasp of who they are and what they're going to do, you know? So yeah, Final Fantasy 16's budget was insane. It was very, very big. Very big budget. Yeah. Oh, Baltro. Yeah, that dude's making a ton of money too. That Baltro guy, he's making a ton of money as well. That game sold what, 2 million plus copies already? So yeah, that Baltro guy's making cheddar. Because he's starting to get all sorts of different deals for like different indie games in his game. So that's what you want to do, man. That's the dream. The dream is to create an indie game. You're your own boss. You set your own hours and you put it out there, and then people just somehow, you know, people just somehow gravitate towards it, and all of a sudden you got millions of dollars going into your bank account, you know? You're like one or two devs, you guys all of a sudden your bank account just start flooding with $3 here, $5 here. Every single time they cut that check, when you get that sale, then every month your check comes in for what you did. You just get that deposited in however you like it. So that's the dream, man. That's the dream for a lot of these guys. And it's tough. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So anytime that they can have success, indie developers can have success and become millionaires or become, you know, well off. I like that. That's good because they went the harder route. It's very difficult. See, I see a ton of people misunderstanding the Square Enix situation. Them Final Fantasy games ain't cheap, and where FF used to be, 1 million ain't a milestone. Exactly. That's the like 1 million is not anything to be ranting and raving about. Y'all, do you guys understand how big Final Fantasy was? Final Fantasy was like a minimum, nothing less than 5-6 million. And we're talking back in the day too. We're talking back in the day. We're talking PS1 days. You know, I think Final Fantasy 6 even did better than that, right? Like, so they're used to selling big numbers, man. Like this 3 million, 2 million, this is nothing. Like that ain't. And remember, people say, oh, exclusive. Final Fantasy games used to be exclusive. They used to be exclusive. Like FF7, FF8, FF9, FF10, FF12. Those were all exclusive to PlayStation for a very long time. You know, essentially, they got the bulk of their sales on the PS1 or PS2. Let's see here. Let me roll up a little bit here. For example, new Mario Party game, AAA game, or Super Mario Party Odyssey, or AA. Mario Party, like Jamboree and any Mario spin-off is a AA game. None of those are AAA like Mario Odyssey. Could Valve's not going to put out a Steam Deck 2 just yet. I don't think there's going to be an announcement. Cardfight says, when do you think the Switch is going to be revealed? I think that we can see the Switch 2 revealed maybe in November or maybe early next year. So yeah. Baltro guy is eating. He's eating good, man. He's eating good. You keep the budget under control. That's how you make a profit. Yeah, you got to keep your budgets under control. But then again, you know, sometimes it's like go big or go home, right? Or like, hey, you know, we're going to go big and we're going to try to go for broke. And if we can create something that truly resonates, we can sell, you know, 10 million copies plus, right? Or we can sell 20 million copies. So sometimes it's good to really go all out for whatever you're trying to do. Like, for example, Nintendo spares no expense for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and you know, Tears of the Kingdom. Nintendo spent as much money as they could for the most part. You know, they spent a ton. They didn't spare any expense because they know they're going to sell a lot of copies of the game. Now, they didn't know they're going to sell 20 million, 30 million copies of Breath of the Wild, but they knew the game was going to sell very good. They had like, okay, it's probably going to sell like good, like 10 million, 7 to 10 million units. I think they were probably thinking it's probably going to sell around that, you know, 5 million plus, 10 million, somewhere in that range. Obviously, it did way better than that, right? But by Tears of the Kingdom, they knew that, yeah, we can spend, you know, a lot for this game because it's going to sell 10 million units easy, you know? Sicilian with the $2 says, did you say Switch 2 reveal? Wow! Yes, I said the Switch 2 reveal. I said it. 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 What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So, you need to consider the install base with FF games from then on. Even if you consider the install base, there's been launch titles or games that have launched with a lower install base than what the PlayStation 5 had. Some of those Final Fantasy games were launch titles that they had a no install base and they did way better. Like Final Fantasy X, for example. The install base at the beginning, it sold better from the beginning. Or Final Fantasy 7 or 8, 7. Or something. Like the install bases were, I mean, obviously PS1 was a lot, but it wasn't like it was blowing it out of the water like in Japan and certain places like that at first. So yeah, actually, if you consider the install base, now obviously the overall install base But if you consider the install base at the time of launches and you compare that with PS1, it's actually comparable. PS1 sold about 100 million units, a little bit over 100 million. It also like 100 million units. The PS5 is on pace to sell 100 million units. So you can't really use the excuse of install base, you know, because the PS1 had games come out in the same time frame, right? Because the PS1 came out in what, 1993, 1994, and Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, those were like a few years after. Same thing with PS. Stream disconnected. I think we're back, guys. Sorry about that. So Nintendo knew that it was going to do really well, you know, for Mario Kart, because Mario Kart was their best-selling game on the Wii U with no install base. So they knew that it was going to sell well. I don't think they knew that it was going to sell 60-something million units well, but they knew it was going to sell well, you know? So yeah. Let's see, I'm still kind of ridiculous. You hear from Square Enix themselves using install base as the argument. I mean, I think that Square Enix at that point was just trying to say anything to kind of calm people's fears. They wanted to just reduce the damage, like, you know, the damage control. So I think that's really what they were trying to do there. But they told the truth later. They told the real actually like what's happening, you know. And I told myself that I was going to increase the bitrate on my stream, and I never did. I did not increase the bitrate on my stream. I did not increase it, which is very unfortunate. I have the ultra low latency, so with the ultra low latency, you need to increase the bitrate so it gets enough feed, because it's like the feed's going really fast. If I put it to normal latency or low latency, it wouldn't do this, but since it's ultra low latency, that's the reason why. So yeah. Shout outs to Sicilian. Guys, we are 2 combos away from a 15-minute extension on stream. We're already an hour plus. Like I said, we're probably gonna go. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go, but we'll see. We'll see. We might go 2. We might go 2, but we can do the extensions if we get there. Let's see here. I'm excited for Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered. I've been waiting at least 10 years for them to release. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Breath of the Wild was an insane launch title. I wonder if we'll be getting anything as good as that for Switch 2. Yes, we will be. I mean, it depends on what you like. I mean, I think personally it's either going to be 2 games. The launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2, it's either going to be 2 games. It's going to be New 3D Mario, or it's going to be Mario Kart. Those are the 2 games that I think we're going to get. Or that we could get, you know, or we could get one of those like afterwards. But I think Mario Kart and I think 3D Mario. So it depends on if you like Mario more than Zelda, or if you like it just as much. But I mean, if you feel Odyssey is just as good or on the level of Zelda, then I think that you should be okay, you know? Metroid Prime could be the Zelda for Switch 2. Metroid Prime is not going to be that. It's not. Zelda has always been way more popular than Metroid. Metroid's never going to be as popular as Zelda, at least not anytime soon. So I don't think that's going to be some type of, you know, big system seller or mover for Nintendo in that regard. You know, I think a 3D Mario Kart, you know, Nintendo has a handful of games that can really be like that big title, and it's like Smash, Mario Kart, Zelda, you know, 3D Mario, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon. That's about it. Maybe Splatoon, maybe. That's more on the outside looking in, but it's still a big franchise, 10 million plus selling franchise. Every Splatoon game sold more than 5 million units. There's 3, they've all sold more than 5 million. If you include the DLC, the franchise is you're looking at probably 20 or 30 million for the franchise overall. So it's pretty good, you know. So it's pretty good. So yeah. Hold on. This is where's a rockin' music? Let's do some lo-fi. Lo-fi gaming music. All right, let's go. I just want Nintendo to give Prime 4 the red carpet marketing treatment. Oh, it's gonna get a nice marketing treatment. Like, it's gonna get that, but we can't expect it to be on the level of a Zelda. Like, that's just not reasonable, in my opinion, in my estimation. So yeah. So, but yeah, I think that it's going to be good. If Metroid Prime 4 could move 7 million, I'd be impressed. I mean, I think that 5 million, 4 or 5 million I'd be very impressed with that. Because, like, Metroid has never hit those numbers officially. So, if anything 4 million and above, I'd be impressed with Metroid Prime, if it can do that. So, someone with another $2 says, OJ should dress as Samus, like DC guy does Spider-Man. All right, I'll do it. Power armor. Power armor. Let's go. Power armor. Yo, Sicilian, thank you for the $2 dono. I appreciate that. Let's go. JoJo Fridays. We out here. And we did hit our first overclock. So let's go ahead and let's get that overclock buster going. 15 minutes extended.
Overclock buster!
Hey, shout outs, guys. I appreciate that. Big love to Sicilian kind of pushing us over the edge there with the last 2 donos. Big love to Dark Card with the big 10 that got us the bulk chunk of that. Next one up is at 30 minutes. We'll get that going. So I appreciate that, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see, place. Have you ever played Friday Night Funkin'? It's a rhythm game like Parappa the Rapper. I have never played it, but there's Shinru, my man Shinru. He plays that game, or he played that game, and he used to always request music from Friday Night Funkin'. So I'm aware of it, but yeah, I've never played it. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna play the game, to be honest. But I mean, I need you guys to send me a power suit of armor. I need to get a fundraiser going to cosplay as like power suit armor Samus. You know, so yeah. I think Prime 4 will have a bunch of first timers buying the game. Oh yeah, absolutely, Vito. I think that Prime 4 is going to get a lot of new people that basically came on with the Switch, right? Or maybe they started with Dread and was like, okay, I'm into the Metroid franchise now, because Dread, there was a lot of new people that tried out Dread, or their first exposure to Metroid, you know? So yeah. Did the free trial for Vampire Survivor, enjoyed it to the point of purchase. Nice. Yeah, it's not very expensive. I think it's like $5, right? I got my money on 3D Mario being the launch title. Nintendo has been supporting Mario Kart 8 with DLC for years now. Still sells crazy. They'll create Mario Kart 9 bundle later on, though. Yeah, I think that Mario Kart 9, I think it's going to be sold without a bundle first. I mean, obviously, yes, the bundles do well, so that'd be smart to do like another one. But I think they're obviously going to sell the game and then have that holiday bundle, so I agree with you there. And yeah, 3D Mario, that could be it. I mean, if you look at the Switch strategy, 3D Mario was late because Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart was early. So maybe they flip it around this time and say, hey, we're going to go traditional 3D Mario early and then hit you with the Mario Kart a little bit later. So yeah, absolutely, that seems like a sound strategy plan. And I think that the cool thing about this, guys, like the best thing about this, and like, you know, I know people are tired of like waiting, but Nintendo, they have so much time. Like there's no excuse now to not nail this like with a hammer and everything. So there's no excuse at all. You know, you need to, it's gonna get done. So yeah. I got my money, but yeah, I would say, yeah, 3D Mario is definitely there. 3D Mario for sure. But have you ever played? Oh, I already read that. Let me see if I missed anybody else's comments. If you have more comments, guys, or if you guys have strategies or info that you feel that they're gonna do, let me know. I'll be more than happy to analyze, agree, disagree, tell you, oh yeah, I think that's a good idea, or I think maybe they can do that, or maybe even add some extra insight to it. Also, I think I forgot to play some music. Did I forget to play music? No, I did not forget to play music. I think I played everybody's music. Hey, what's up, DeAndre? I can easily see Nintendo unveiling Nintendo Switch 2 in January presentation. Okay, so how many of you guys think that Nintendo's just gonna like just do that and just like drop it? Yo, that's it. My man is on a tear with the JoJo blast.
Double JoJo for this great Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Music request Metroid any track.
Yo, Vaccent has been coming through sometimes towards the end or middle of the streams, getting us when things are a little bit slow, man. To be honest, I don't even care about that. What I really care about, guys, because like I said, I had a little bit of a stressful day. What I really care about, bro, is I care about you guys enjoying, talking, getting your information out there. How many times you guys go on a stream and you don't even get to talk in terms of how you guys think something's gonna happen? A lot of times people just ignore. So that's what I love about this stream, bro. It's just to chill, vibe out, talk about the games, and yeah, man, if I get something, that's cool. If I don't, that's cool too. I'm just here to vibe. And thank you so much, my man Vadsent. You out here, brother. This man's been on a tear this week. You guys give some big love to Vadsent, guys. Your support always helps us keep this thing going, man. Helps us keep this thing going. So I do appreciate that JoJo support, and you guys know I'm gonna get that. And also Sicilian with another $2 coming. I'm gonna read your message in just a bit, but before we read anything, anybody that's $20 or more, you can beat out Vadsent on both boards for the Hokage and Stream Ninja. And of course, it is time. The double JOJO. We've got the double the fun, baby. We got double the fun. Let's do it. Big love, JoJo Fridays. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You watching the Lakers? No, I'm not. Sicilian with the $2 says you could opt to dress up like DSP instead. I don't want to dress up like DSP because I don't want to potentially have his loser attitude rub off on me. So I think if you start looking like him, acting like him, smelling like him, you're going to start being him. So I'm going to start sitting here and begging you guys every single 3 minutes for stuff. Big love though, guys. Overclocks as well. JoJo Fridays in full alert. Let's get that Noah overclock as well. Let's go.
Overclock Buster!
So now 30 minutes extended on the stream. Let's get it. So yeah, I think, like I said, tonight, since it's just a bit late, we might do like we're gonna do like maybe like an hour plus. So we'll do that. We'll see if we can extend it out to an hour if we get to our 60 goal. But I'll go. We'll just whatever. It's Freestyle Friday, so we'll do our best. But I'll do my best to extend it out as long as we can. Let's see here. What about the facial hair? Yeah, I'd have to trim the beard, right? And you have like a stubby, patchy goatee. That's what I have to do. Hey, it's all good though. It's all good. Let's see here. The next 3D Mario, if that's what I think it is gonna knock some socks off and move consoles. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be impressive. Like the next 3D Mario game is gonna look good. It's gonna run great. It's gonna be awesome. Like I think Nintendo's gonna take Odyssey, right, the look of that, or take whatever, and I think they're gonna really just blow it up and do something super cool in like a more of a semi-open world type of game, you know. Nintendo knows what they need to do to impress it. I mean, we know, Party Man, we need the 3D Mario, but we need the Mario Kart. We need the Mario Kart. We need that. If Nintendo doesn't show Nintendo Switch 2 off in a video form next week, I could see some text-based update on November 5th. Something along the lines of when the console was shown, maybe its name and logo. I think they're going to do it after. I think at this point they're going to do it after Mario and Luigi Brothership. I think after they've got no more games planned for this year. They've got no December game. So I think that really they just say, all right, let's take a look at afterwards and kind of just go from there, you know? And kind of just go from there. So yeah. Why? Because it's just, is it just okay? I just think that, wait, why about what, Felipe? Could be, yeah, it could be. We gotta wait and see on that one. Big love to Sicilian dropping multiple donos. 3 donos in the last 14 minutes from my man Sicilian. Thank you so much, brother. Your support is very much appreciated, dude. Very much appreciated. Very much. Buck Bumble 2 says Exalted Donut. Buck Bumble 2 will be a launch game for sure. All right, let's go. Buck Bumble 2. People are coping about next week. Let's see what's the date next week. So next week, it's still October. So Brothership comes out in less than 2 weeks. Brothership comes out not next week, but the week after on Thursday, the 7th. So we're less than 2 weeks away from Brothership. So I think maybe a good date for it is going to be on Tuesday of the following week. So I'm going to go Tuesday or even, yeah, I'm going to go Tuesday. But even if it's not then, I can see them maybe even doing something, you know, later in that month, or maybe not even that month, maybe next year. I can see them doing that as well. So yeah, absolutely. Imagining the generational leap from Mario Odyssey is crazy. Yeah, but that's pretty much what's gonna happen. I mean, listen, here's what I say, guys. I always say this, like, don't expect like, oh my gosh, this looks like the highest end PS5 Horizon Forbidden West or something like that. Don't expect that. But what you should expect is take Mario Odyssey, right? Put it on one of them emulators or 4K it or whatever, but then add Nintendo's actual polish to it instead of it just being a shiny version. Add some extra little details and little things that Nintendo can get out of the hardware, and I think that's what you're going to see. Obviously, art style, right? Art style, certain little things that you can't just put in an emulator, that it needs to be designed, right? So, dude, that's what I would say. Take their games right now, put them in that blender, right? Put them in that emulator in terms of like what you would see, right? But then also add in some extra polish and extra little graphical flair and touches here and there, and I think that's what you're going to see with the next Nintendo system. So, nothing that's like, oh my gosh, this is the craziest graphics ever, but it's really good. Like it's gonna look and run good. And I think that Nintendo's going to emphasize gameplay. They're gonna emphasize stable frame rates. Like they heard a lot. Like here's some. See, this is why you guys gotta watch late. I always like to be careful about what I say. So here's what I heard from some sources that I have. Sicilian with the $2 says, I want SM Brothership 2 to have the Wayans Brothers theme. We're brothers, we're happy, and we're dim, and we're colored. Give me a high five. Yeah, that'd be great, dude. I'd love that. Let's see here. Big love. Thank you, Sicilian, with the another $2 dono. So what was I talking about right now, guys? I forgot what I was talking about. Sicilian knocked me off my game. I was talking about something. Was I talking about the graphics or was I talking about something else? Somebody let me know what I was talking about because I totally forgot. I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes, sources. Okay, so yeah, I have a built-in failsafe in my mind to lock out stuff to get me in trouble. For those who don't know, it's called the old man gene. It's called the like where like literally you can say something you got to be careful about, and my brain says if I get one little thing, can just lock it off. Don't talk about that. So basically, it was my brain fail-safing and saying locked. You know, like locked. Don't talk. Okay, so let me be careful here. So according to some stuff that I've got, overall, Nintendo has very much heard the feedback when it comes to Switch 1 and the frame rates and stuff, and they feel like, hey, we got to do something about that too. So I feel Nintendo is going to prioritize making sure developers have everything that they need in order to have stable frame rates, that stable 30 frames, stable 60 frames, or maybe even higher depending on what game they're doing, right? So Nintendo's really emphasizing that, like with their CPU and the GPU and what they're doing with the Switch 2, the RAM, and what they're doing overall, that DLSS, and really giving the dev tools, memory, bandwidth, all that good stuff in order to make sure that the developers can have a decent product. It's not going to look better than PS5 games for like multiplats, but hey, we can run these multiplats at a solid 30 frames or 60 with less, you know, whatever on screen. So that's what I've heard, that they really, you know, they heard that. And yeah, it's not going to be perfect for every single game, but they're really trying to avoid the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like they're trying to avoid that, and some of the disaster third-party ports that we've gotten, they're trying to avoid those. Those are the big ones that they're trying to avoid, especially for their first-party games. So, developers still find ways to not optimize frame rates. They do, but the more overhead and the more resources you give them, the easier it is for them, the devs, to get something going, right? Like to get something going, like to where it's not going to be as big of a problem. Like Switch 1 was good for its time period and for what they're trying to do. If you're trying to make games on the level graphically of, like, let's just say like somewhere between a PS3 and a PS4, you're going to be okay with Switch 1. But the problem is, like, if you're trying to do some complex calculations, if you're trying to have a lot of characters on screen, if you're trying to do complex executions, that's when things basically run apart. Or if you have a lot of individually rendered things on screen. So for example, Age of Calamity, optimization with that game, it took them half a year to just do the grass, just to get the grass the same way as Breath of the Wild from the engine that they were in. So the optimization of certain engines for there to be graphics and for it to look good and all that can have a very big effect on the gameplay. But if you give them more overhead, right, then the optimization and everything is a bit easier for them to get things running. The hard thing is that trying to get the game to look like Breath of the Wild in the Warriors engine. That's what, and with the power that the Switch has, like with its memory bandwidth, with its RAM, with its allocation, that's where they ran into problems. It's like, okay, we want this game to look like Breath of the Wild. We want this game to have the features of Breath of the Wild when it comes to like the looks and everything, but this Warriors engine and the power of the Switch itself, it's not getting it done. You know, it's just not getting it done. And they tried, but they couldn't. So, I mean, if you look at, like, let's say Age of Calamity, and you compare that to Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is so much more basic. You just look at the graphics and all that, just way more basic, way more like a plastic, like everything's glued to feel, no real physics and stuff like that. Whereas Age of Calamity has all sorts of like physics-based things that can happen, or weapons and things, and that's what caused the biggest problems. And Nintendo wants to avoid problems like that. That's what they want to avoid, you know? But yeah, I feel you though. Some developers will still find ways to say, this is not a PS5 or this is not a high-powered PC. I'm done, you know? I'm done. I'm good. I'm out of here. So yeah, we are 6 combos away from a 45-minute extension. Thank you guys so much for your support. I do appreciate that on this super, super late night JoJo Friday stream. Super, super late night JoJo Friday stream. So I do appreciate that. So yeah, let's go. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate that. So yeah, it's all good. Hit that like button if you have not hit that like button too. Hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. We are out here. We are live on Twitter/Twitch. We are live on YouTube. We are live on everything. Yo, Roggy Froggy, hey yo, with the blast.
OJ, how you doing?
Yo, Roggy, man, I saw what you said, brother. Like, listen, man, brother, I'm praying for you every single time, man. I got you, brother. I hope your wife is doing okay. This ain't even about me, brother. Thank you so much for the big $20. You guys all, you know, like I said, send some well wishes to Roggy. I don't want to make it about that I'm Roggy. I know you're probably trying to, but I can't not think about it, man. I care about you, brother. I care about you and your fam. So I hope everything's good, man. I hope you're keeping in good spirits. Like I said, I don't mean to bring it up, but you know, I can't help it since you put it out there on Twitter, man. But I'm sorry. Your wife kind of going through some stuff right now, but I think she's going to get through it, brother. I think she's going to get through it. I think everything's going to be good. I got you in my prayers, man. And trust me, it's going to be answered, man. So thank you so much, Roggy, for the big $20. You guys send some, like I said, send some well wishes to Roggy. Give him some love in the chat, guys. Give him some love. This man's been going through a little bit, but he's always been he tries to keep a good, you know, he's in a good mood, comes through to the streams, supports the streams. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, Roggy. I've been watching the vids too whenever you can get them out. So appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Roggy. And now we have a tie at the top of the board. And of course, you know what time it is. It's the most electrifying notification in YouTube history. The JoJo Friday, let's go. Hey, let's go. JoJo Fridays, let's get it. Thank you so much. We are 1 away from that extra hour. We'll go that full 2 hours if we can get there. Thank you guys so much. We've got also a two-way tie at the top of the board. Vadcent and Roggy Froggy are tied. The JoJos are rolling in 5 JoJos tonight, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Roggy McFroggy. Let's go, man. Let's go. Anybody that's 20 or more, you can tie up or pass up Vadcent and the Frog. And I love Roggy Froggy because he reminds me of Glenn, and I like Glenn. Glenn's awesome. Glenn from Chrono Trigger, for those who've never or don't know who Glenn is. He is a man that was turned into a frog by an evil demon lord. Do you guys call him Magus or Magnus? Whatever you want to call him. He turned him into an evil frog. Magic lord turned him into a frog. And he's been living like that now for years, exiled from his duties of the royal kingdom. But in Chrono Trigger, you see Glenn, you give him his confidence back. He's a legendary swordsman. He has the Masamune. The Masamune that is so powerful and so mythical that it can split mountains in half. Glenn is one of the strongest characters in the universe of RPGs. He had a single sword and he split a literal, massive, huge, like Mount Everest mountain that you couldn't pass. He split it in half. That is crazy amount of strength. People don't talk about. They need to do death battle with. They need to do death battle with him. Jacob just back with the JoJo.
I voiced a chat, whoa, to Nintendo Prime last night and he laughed. Knew I was making a reference to you, haha.
Yeah, I think at this point Nintendo Prime's cool about that. Nintendo Prime, he ain't tripping about that. You know, he ain't tripping. It's all fun and good. It's all fun and good. Like I said, I'm gonna have Prime on. We're gonna have him on, bro. I'm gonna go on his channel. He's gonna go on my channel. I just gotta find out a way to. I gotta email him since I can't DM him on Twitter. So I'm still blocked. Let's go. Big love. Thank you so much, JoJo Fridays. My man Jacob Dressback, one of the suavest, smoothest looking dudes in the stream. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that, JoJo. We out here today. Whoa! Big love, man. Big love. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate that. Let's get some Lo-Fi Beats 3. What's all this about? Lo-Fi Beats 3? Oh, Mario Lo-Fi Beat. Let's go. So I love Tears of the Kingdom, but I see where they have to cut back objects, despawning, minimal, draw distance, pop in enemy camps that are never that big, imagining team without severe constraints. I don't really think they definitely cut back on some things, but like, yeah, draw distance and all that. I don't know, the draw distance is pretty damn good. It's actually pretty freaking good. It's not bad. There is some pop-up here and there, but I mean, I've seen pop-up on the big games on PS5. There's pop-up and all that type of stuff. So I'm not sure if all that will be fixed by having a more powerful system or anything like that. But the Tears of the Kingdom draw distance is actually pretty crazy good. Concerning, and on top of that, like, you can go from like the sky all the way to the land to the ground in all one go. I mean, there might be like a small little hitch at times, but everything loads seamlessly. So I mean, yeah, definitely they're gonna be the Zelda team. They're gonna have more to work with. But I'll be honest, Zelda's more impressive than a lot of the other big I mean, like, for example, let's just say Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise has pop in, and I think the draw distance is worse. It might be not as good as Tears of the Kingdom is. So I've seen a lot of the big RPGs on PS4 and PS5 actually be less impressive in some of those aspects in terms of things. So interesting for sure. Are you bringing back Essence Chat, new podcast or something altogether? Yeah, I'm gonna bring back the podcast. Once the Switch 2 is announced and all that, and once we actually get information and games and stuff like that, I'm going to bring back the podcast so you guys will be able to listen in. We're going to bring it back with Stealth, and we'll have some guests. Paul Gale, we'll have you on and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to bring it back. But yeah, like right now, like I do so many live streams, it's just like, you know, we're just kind of waiting for something to really get going. Like, I don't want to have it to where I'm, you know, trying to stop the I don't, you know, not enough to talk about on the podcast or different things like that. So that's the reason why I stopped kind of doing like the Essence Chats and things. But excuse me, we will definitely get back to it. We'll definitely 100% get back to it. I joined the stream without context and heard OJ talk about not evil frogs. There was an evil demon lord that turned a good man into a frog. His name was Glenn from Chrono Trigger. And Glenn lost all of his confidence because he turned into a frog. He was a man frog. But then when he met Chrono and his team, Chrono motivated him to be the warrior, to be the elite, to save the world. And that's when he did that. Now, there is an option if you really want. There is a way to reverse the curse. Magnus, or Magus, however you want to say his name, he cannot reverse it on his own. The only way for the curse to be reversed is for you to kill the person who did the curse. So the only way to do that. So you have an option. You can take out Magus, right? You can take him out, or you can have him join your team. If you take him out, Glenn will turn back into a human or frog, whatever you want to name him. Frog will turn back into a human at the end of the game. So even if you take him out right there, he's still a frog until you beat the game. So it's pretty cool. Like, if you haven't played Chrono Trigger, it's awesome. Play it. So yeah. I have not checked out Dragon Ball Daima yet, CBH. I'm gonna check it out. I just haven't had any time, I'll be honest, man. All my free time goes to Metaphor. Interesting that so far DK Country is the only one dated first party game of 2025 so far. Well, yeah, in terms of like an exact release date, yeah, we have a few more games for 2025, right? You know, Metroid Prime and Pokemon Legends ZA, but yeah, the only dated one, because that's early January, so they just said whatever, you know, it's a port, just get that out there. So yeah, Twitter issues never stop OJ from the mission. Oh man, the mission. Let's see here, the mission. Yeah, it never stops me. So yeah, the Twitter stuff, we'll still get something done. Don't worry. Oh, we'll do it all right. We'll get something done, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We will get something done. We will get this rolling. You know, it has to happen. It has to happen. So yeah, it's all good though. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. We still need about 11 more likes, guys. We're at 89 likes. I'd love to get to 100 likes. Now we're at 90 likes. I'd love to get 10 more likes. Let's do it. I know we can. If you have questions, feel free to tag me at Players. It's hashtag Players by itself. We are over the limit overall, so we need to play the hour. We need to play that. We didn't play that, did we? I don't think we did. Let's go. No 1 hour. Let's go. Go with me on the house. Shout outs. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. Thank you for the Big 10. Jacob just back once again, and thank you for the 1 hour getting us there. surprised DK doesn't get more love since he was before Mario technically. I don't think something being older than something else means that it's going to get more love or it's going to be more popular. That's never been a thing, you know? So things get love based off of how people respond to the game. So if people respond to a game a certain way, there are games that are newer, they get more love than games that are older. So yeah, I don't really think it matters. I think it just matters on how people resonate with the IP more so than anything. And people resonate more with Mario as an IP. They resonate more with the Mustache Man. They resonate more with his exploits in the Mushroom Kingdom than they do with Donkey Kong, which is what it is. But Donkey Kong's still a very popular, high-selling franchise, so I don't really think it matters at the end of the day. Donkey Kong, whenever they do the next new 2D Donkey Kong, it's going to sell great. It's going to do great. So. But no, Donkey Kong is still good, man. But I still feel that Donkey Kong should get more love from Nintendo, right? Like a new game or something. But remember, there was a new game. And freaking stupid, there was a new Switch game. And big love to Yankees. Thank you for the $1.99. Super chat, sub chat too long. There was a new Switch game. Remember CVH forgot? There was a new Switch game. Freaking Vicarious Visions. They had a new Switch game. And guess what? Activision pulled them off of the Donkey Kong game, an open-ended, open-world Donkey Kong game, to freaking make Destiny and Call of Duty and stuff like that. They just said, that's not going to make us more money. So they pulled them off of that for resources for something else. So it's like Nintendo was willing and ready to have that. Once that fell through, they were like, oh, well, yeah. They just, okay, well, I guess nothing. Which I'm not going to sit there and blame Activision for Nintendo not making their own IP, but Nintendo was more than happy and willing to fund a Donkey Kong game from these people. And they messed it up, man. They messed it up. Like, Activision, dude. Activision, trash. Garbage. But it's good to see Yak Diesel here. Let's go. Combo breakers in the house. Appreciate that. 71. We're past the 60 mark. Trying to see if we can get to 100. Another bonus stream. We got to get those going. I guess the only way I can play Chrono Trigger is on Delta as of now. If you got a PC, you can play it on there. If you got a DS, you can play it on there. If you got a 3DS, you can play it on there. If you've got a PSP or PS Vita, you can play it on there. If you got a PS3, you can play it on there. So you can play it on all those systems too. If you got a Super Nintendo, if you got a Super Nintendo Classic, you can get it to play on there. Let's see. That's probably the reason why we got another DKC Returns port. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it on that. I just think that Nintendo had no backup plan for Donkey Kong. Like Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, it didn't sell great on the Wii U. Sold okay for what it was, but it didn't sell like amazing. So they're just like, yeah, port it, whatever. We don't got any plan right now, or developers to make it. So then when Vicarious came up to them after the whole Donkey Kong Skylanders thing did so well for them, they're like, oh yeah, sure, you guys can make one. And then Nintendo was like, yeah, cool, we'll greenlight it. I mean, it's looking good. Let us know more when you get more done. And EA was like, or sorry, Activision was like, nope, sorry. So yeah. I'm still waiting for Fire Emblem 4 remake. Are you gonna squeeze in time for COD 6? Do you think I'm gonna squeeze in time for COD? Do you think I'm really gonna squeeze in time for COD 6? Like, does anybody think that I'm gonna need Dre to come here and pay me another $100 or $200 to play that game? Because I think what was the last one that I played? We did a sponsored stream with that, so I'm gonna need somebody to sponsor the stream. If they want me to do that, you're gonna need me to sponsor that stream, man. It ain't gonna be a normal stream, brother. So yeah. It's all good though. All good. Any interest in Bakaru? Yeah, I'm probably gonna check out Bakaru. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna get a physical release of it. OJ, the biggest COD fan I know. Bro, the COD fan in me is just chomping at the bit to get the next COD game, bro. To get the next COD game, I got to. What if I paid you $3 to play COD 6? $3 to play COD 6? I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it because that'd be mean. I'm just gonna say no. I'm not playing it for $3. So yeah. OJ bought Nicki Minaj that stream. I did buy Nicki Minaj that stream, and I got shot because her big old pink booty was peeking out from every single damn wall that I was behind. Like, bro, like you couldn't freaking get around that. Like you saw me coming. She stuck out like a sore thumb. chick walking around all thick and jiggling around and running on the map with big old, like, what are they thinking with that? Like, and I was just like a sitting duck. And Dre did that on purpose to make me look stupid. He did that on purpose. It was ridiculous. Yeah, freaking, okay, yeah. Let me tell you something. Dark stupid self, Dark Synchron, me and Dark Synchron are playing. This dude is gooning over my avatar. I'm like, yo, Dark, watch the room, bruh. Cause like we're sitting there, we're waiting for the ring to do whatever. I'm like, Dark, watch the room, bruh. This dude's turning around, he's gooning, he's looking at me like, hey, well, hey, you know, he's gooning, and then we get shot. Both of us get shot because he's freaking gooning over the Nicki Minaj skin. And Dre is just having a field day with this. He is just laughing. He is just having a field day with this. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Dr. D? Dr. Demento, what's up, man? Welcome. Yeah, so this dude's gooning, crawling, trying to look and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, it's not real. It's fake Nicki Minaj skin. So I mean, if you shoot her, like, she should get like less damage, bro, because that's a handicap. That's not fair. She's wearing like hot pink, you know. So we close to that like ratio. Yes, sir. Let's get those likes up. Let's get it. We're gonna stream for like another 20 minutes. We're gonna get the full hour in. Like I said, I was gonna stream for about an hour, but we extended out another hour to 2. So just because it's already kind of late. Next Friday though, let's double check. We can check the schedule. So next Friday, we will have a clean JOJO Friday. We will have a very clean JOJO Friday. At least I think we're gonna have a very clean JOJO Friday. At least no, because it's this one here for oh no, Sunday. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that I gotta make a call. I'm not sure, bro. I gotta make a call. First, second, third. That's the I don't know. I'm thinking about like when I pick up my daughter. It's kind of confusing on this one. Yeah, it's just a little bit confusing for yeah. Well, I'll make a call anyway. So I think we're gonna have we might have Friday clear. I think we're gonna have Friday clear next week. I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I'll make some calls. I'll make sure. But yeah, if it's not that, then we'll have some Fridays clear. So so yeah. She should take less damage. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She should take less damage because the padding, bro. The padding. Rivals 2 stream when? After a few balance patches. I was thinking about Rivals 2. After a few balance patches, I'll think about it because people are already complaining about there's some broken Dark Synchron party man, cheap party man characters in there. But I do want to get the game and then just test it, like just start kind of playing a little bit, just so I can just test things out. So so I do want to get. I probably will buy it this week with Sparking Zero and then get some content going with Sparking Zero and Rivals. Let's see here. I'm checking out the game right now. Fun so far. All right, cool. Yeah, Chupa's gonna be using the most busted characters too. Chupa's gonna be using the most busted characters. He's gonna be. We all know that Chupa's gonna be using the most busted characters. He's been doing that. So he's been doing that. He's been using the broken, busted characters. So yeah, it's all good. You know, it's all good. It is all good. It is all good. Oh man, I just saw this thing right now. It just popped up on my Twitter page with Tom Holland and Zendaya. And he's walking, and all these people just want Zendaya's autograph, and people just leave. Tom Holland's like, "Stop! Come here! Get away from her! Get away from my queen!" He's like, "I'm Spider-Man. Why don't you guys want my autograph? I'm Spider-Man." With this tall black chick that's next to him. That's why I'm laughing at people be doing celebrity stuff. We can sit there and wait outside for somebody going with their boyfriend for their beer opening or whatever, bro. These people are straight up cucks, man. I like to sit there and wait outside for some lady. It's so stupid, bro. He didn't sense that coming. It's his own launch, bro. It's his launch for like beer with no alcohol. It's his own launch with beer with no alcohol, and everyone just wants her autograph. So I guess we know who's more famous. I mean, but he's super famous too. But you know, it is what it is. It was just funny. It just popped up on my screen on Twitter, so I thought it was hilarious that he had to like rip her away. He looked like a little boy, like going to get his like his big sister from somewhere. Sicilian with the $2 says they mentioned you on the latest Defining Duke pod. I don't know what that is. Is that like Duke New? Is that the Iron Lords guys, or is that Defining? Is that the retro rebound guy, or that's him, right? Is it the brother, the black dude, the Iron Lords guy with the white guy, retro rebound, that guy? I think that's what Defining Duke is, right? I think that's what that podcast is. Zendaya is nice. Tom seems cool. Yeah. No, I'm just making jokes. Like, I don't have anything against Zendaya or Tom Holland or anything like that. I don't care. You know, I don't have anything against them. Yeah, I mean, there's some good things, obviously, about being a celebrity. Obviously, the fame or money and things like that. But there's some things that are just kind of like, you know. I'm just glad that I'm not brainwashed into thinking that I gotta worship and try to get autographs from these people and all. Like, who cares? Like, their autograph for what? They don't know you. They don't care. So yeah. It was just funny how he ripped her away from there. He was like, "Stop! Get away from her!" So yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. It is what it is, you know? It is all good. Let's see here. Being famous would be a nightmare for you? Yeah. Can't blame Mr. Holland for being protective. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I once met Randy Orton working at Walgreens as a teenager. That was pretty cool. Oh, so that must have been a while ago, right? Okay, yeah, Randy Orton's a cool dude. So Sicilian. So what happened with the Defining? Is that the Defining Duke part? What'd they say? Did they? Was it bad or was it good? Was it a good thing or was it a bad thing? Not that I care. I mean, that people can say whatever they want. You know, I don't really go outside of, you know, my own. I stay in my own lane right here. You know, so it don't matter if it was good or bad, but. Yeah, what happened? What went down? You know, let me know in the chat. Let me know, because I didn't see the podcast yet. I was busy. So I was busy. I was busy being busy. Busy being busy. So yeah. So apparently, okay, people are talking about. Okay, I saw what somebody said earlier about the Lakers. So, like, the Lakers were down a lot to Phoenix, and they actually came back and won because J.J. Redick's an actual coach. So, they were down a lot. Phoenix was killing them. Durant hit them for 30 piece. And they ended up coming back to beat them down so much. So, yeah. That's cool. It's all good. All good. All good. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming out here, boys and girls. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So that means not you not in the Spawncast? No, I wasn't in the Spawncast this week. Just because I had to go. I might be able to be there next week or the week after though. So yeah, but I was not on the Spawncast. Like, there might be times where maybe I can go on the Spawncast for like maybe 20 minutes if we got started on time, or maybe if we did it a little bit before. But I mean, yeah, I just can't, just because, like, but there will be sometimes that I will be able to be on the Spawncast earlier. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, if you guys got more questions, once again, let me know in the chat. Let me know. Be more than happy to answer questions. We got about 10 minutes left on the stream, so kind of winding down a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm down. Feels like I mean, it's been the calm before the storm for like, I don't know how long it's been the calm before the storm for Switch 2. It's been the calm before the storm for a hot minute. Make sure you guys watch my most recent video talking about Switch 2, big Switch 2 games, updates, and more. Also, actually, I'd rather you guys check out this video if you can. The Romancing Saga 2 video, Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. If you guys can watch that vid's doing better than I thought it was. I mean, it wasn't doing so good at the beginning, but now it's doing a little bit better, you know, getting towards 4K plus. For a sponsored stream that is good, or a sponsored video. So if you guys want to check out that most recent video, check it out if you can. Romancing Saga 2 is awesome. So yeah, Switch 2 arc is off to an interesting start. I think that the Switch 2 arc, this could be Nintendo's greatest arc. This could be their greatest arc at this point, man. This could be their greatest arc that somehow it happens. But the Switch 2 is gonna be revealed before 49ers have a winning record. Book it. I disagree. Wait, what? Okay, what's gonna happen first? Switch 2 gets revealed, or what's it called? Or Kirk Cousins actually wins a playoff game. Well, I mean, which one's gonna happen first? I think Switch 2 will get revealed before Kirk Cousins actually wins more than one playoff game. Let me know if Kirk Cousins can ever win more than one playoff game. I don't know. How much do y'all pay? Y'all pay Kirk Cousins. Baron don't talk about this enough. They paid Kirk Cousins $160 million for one playoff victory. Damn. Crazy. I've played Echoes of Wisdom. I think it's good. Kirk Cousins is expensive. Kirk Cousins is definitely vaporware. My man has not won more than one. He's won one playoff game in his whole career. By the way, did you guys know that Kirk Cousins is the highest paid player ever in the history of the NFL? Did you guys know that? He's the highest paid player ever in the history of the NFL, and he has one playoff win. Wow, you're getting your money's worth there, huh, Baron? Y'all paying his salary, Baron. You over there in Atlanta, you paying his salary, brother. You paid his salary, man, for one win. Oh man, I wouldn't worry about the Niners if I were you. I wouldn't worry about the Niners if I were you, bro. Y'all paid $160 million for one playoff victory. Brock Purdy make less than $1 million. He's got what? I think he's got 4. He's got like 4 or 5 playoff victories. So Brock Purdy been to a Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins ain't been to one, so he ain't even gotten close. He's a brilliant businessman. I'll give him that. Well, he can sucker other teams into thinking that he's actually legitimately like really good, you know. Let's see. Ain't nobody worried about the 49ers. If I were you, people are worried about the 49ers. We'll see. Once they get Christian McCaffrey back, once they get Greenlaw back, once they get healthy, get Juwan Jennings back full, you'll see. People are gonna be worried. They're gonna make some moves here. They're gonna trade for a receiver, but they've got receivers. They got Purcell. They've got Peeps. So we'll see about that. We'll see how this next 5-game stretch goes, and we'll see what the 49ers do. But I think nobody's actually worried about the Atlanta Falcons. I think that's the real thing. Nobody's actually worried about them, because what have they done in the last 20 years? They've done almost nothing. The Atlanta Falcons have been bad for 20 plus years. What was the Super Bowl? Was that 98? You know, so I mean, it's not like they barely have any playoff wins since then too. So I think nobody's actually worried about them. People are worried about the 49ers. Oh yeah, 20. I forgot 28-3. Oh my goodness, I was trying to rid my mind of being up 28-3 and then somehow choking away. Look, the Niners choke, but at least they choke after they're actually like, it's 10-point difference or something like that, or they made a bad call. 28-3 choke. Oh my goodness. You shouldn't even talk, Baron. 28-3 choke. So yeah. Niners season's done. All right, we'll see about that. Division's kind of weak. Although the Rams are looking really good right now. But the division's kind of, although they got aided by penalties all game. But the division's looking kind of weak. I think that the Niners can still win the division. So yeah, but I think that's pretty much the only way they're gonna, unless they go on a crazy tear right now, that's the only way they're gonna get in, because all three NFC North? I think all three NFC North, or all four NFC North teams might make the playoffs. So you only get one division winner, so that'd be 3 wild cards. All 3 might win, or all 3 might make it, you know, because those are some of the best teams in the NFC. The Lions, the Bears, Bears, Packers, and who's the other team? There's one more team in there. And Vikings, right? Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings. So they all might make the playoffs. So there's going to be, so you have to win the division. So yeah. Damn, I'm looking at the 49ers schedule right now. Rough, a couple wins, but dang. Yeah, I mean, they really messed up losing to the Rams and losing to the Cardinals. Those should have been 2 wins that they should have gotten, so they would have had a little bit of a cushion for this next 5-game stretch. I do think that they can beat Dallas. They can beat everybody on the schedule, but it's not going to be easy, and they're probably not going to, considering how they're playing this year and the injuries. But remember, Christian McCaffrey comes back. They got a bye week, and then they got a bye week after this, and then Christian McCaffrey comes back after the bye week. He should be ready by week 10. So week 10, he should be ready. So Christian McCaffrey's back. Talanoa Hufanga should be coming back, and Dre Greenlaw should be back probably like around maybe week 12 or 13. John Felicio, he's back, another lineman as well. So they're getting a little bit healthier. Although Juwan Jennings, he's out again. But so we'll see for the next games. They'll beat Dallas, lose to Seahawks. Right now, the 49ers have the Seahawks mentally figured out. Like, the Seahawks haven't beat the 49ers in a while. And I think that ever since Russell left, it's been tougher and tougher. The Niners have beat the Seahawks now, and I think they've beat them 4 or 5 times in a row, maybe a bit more. Geno's never beat the 49ers in division play, and in, like, I think 1 playoff loss. So right now they just have them mentally figured out. They went on the road, right? They went on the road to Seattle. Was that a road game for San Francisco? I think that was a road game, and they beat them there. So I think they have them at home for the next one. So I think that they get them. I think that they get them. They get them again. The only thing is like the Cardinals and the Rams. Those are the 2 teams that I think match up way better against the 49ers is the Cardinals and the Rams. The Rams are looking way better right now. They're looking way better. They got Cooper Kupp back. They got Puka Nacua back. Those 2 guys did great against the Vikings. So, and Matthew Stafford's the best quarterback in the division. So you kind of have to almost say the Rams are going to be the team to actually beat, or that could win the division at this point. Right now, I still think the Niners could get it, but yeah. Seahawks just beat the they beat Barron's Atlanta Falcons. They actually beat the snot out of the Falcons. They beat them like 30 something to like 12 or whatever. They actually beat the crap out of them, and that was coming off of the Niners just beating the dust off them, you know, a bit ago. So yeah. It's an interesting league. Obviously, matchups are big. I think the Niners just match up better against the Seahawks. But matchup-wise, the Niners struggle against the Rams. They struggle against the Cardinals. Those are the 2 teams they've struggled against, you know. So yeah. But yeah, it's a tough schedule, though. It's a tough schedule. We'll see what happens overall. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the season, though. Especially when McCaffrey gets back, because the Niners... I'm going to end with this here, guys. 49ers... schedule 2024. So the Niners end with they got Cowboys. I think they can win that game. They got Buccaneers. That's going to be at Bucks. That could definitely be a loss. That could absolutely be an L. They got Seahawks. I think they're going to win that game. They're at Packers. I think Niners are probably going to lose that game. Packers are playing really good. they couldn't win it. They might have a mental edge over the Packers over the playoff win, but the Packers had them in the playoffs too last year, and they have a better team last year. So they could. After 4 games, they could be 2-2. And then they have the Bills. The Bills is a winnable game, but it's at Bills. Like it's at Bills, at Bucks, at Packers, at Bills, and then they host the Bears, and Bears are tough. Bears are also tough as well. So, yeah, they could have a few more wins. They could split that out of the next 6. It could be a 3-3. So you're looking at a losing record. You know, like you're looking at like a 7 and like a 6-7 after those. Or let's just say maybe they get one of those wins. Let's say they beat the Bucks. Bucks just lost Goodwin, so they beat the Bucks. So you're looking at 1, 2. You're looking at 1, 2, 3. Loss to Bills. So maybe they split those. So maybe they get 4 wins, 4 and 3 over the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, over the next 6. So maybe you're looking at maybe at the best. I'm talking about 4 and 2. At the worst, maybe 2 and 4. So that's not good. That's not good. They can absolutely lose a lot of these games. They can lose all of these games if they're not careful. The way that they're playing this year, they can lose all those games, dude. Bro, that schedule, the schedule's doomed. It's an okay schedule. It's not like the worst. It's a tough schedule, but it's not the worst schedule. Yeah, Bucks are good, but that's a winnable game. Seahawks, they're good, but they already beat them. Packers, that's a tough game. They might lose. Bills, the Bills are good, but the Bills aren't that good. Like, the Bills are not as good as they were in past years. Like, the Bills, they're not as good. I mean, yeah, they got the receiver that came in. They got a new receiver, so I think they got Amari, right? Did they get Amari? But I don't think the Bills are as good as they were in past years. Definitely not as good as they were a couple of years ago. Stephon Diggs was much better for them, and now that he's not there. Bears, once again, very tough defense. Their offense is coming together. It could be even better. But Bears is a winnable game. Rookie QB. I mean, like, tough defense, but Bears is a winnable game. Then they got the Rams again. Once again, that's Rams at 49ers. They could win. They could lose. It just depends, man. It always goes back and forth. Then they got the Dolphins. Tua's going to be back, but, we'll see. Then they got the Lions, which this schedule sucks, though. This schedule legitimately is really difficult. The Bills aren't legit. The Bills aren't legit. I've watched them play multiple times this year, and they're not that legit, to be honest. They're really not. They seem just like a solid, okay, good team, but they don't seem like they're like a powerhouse like they were in the past. I don't think they're as good as they were like their last 3 or 4 years. I don't think they're as good as any of those teams. So yeah, the Seahawks have not had success against the 49ers lately. So that Packer game, I think that Packer game is going to be more important to the Packers than the Niners. The Packers players are going to be chomping at the bit to beat the hell out of the 49ers. I think that one could get ugly. I think that one could get really ugly for the 49ers. Honestly, I think that one could get ugly. So we're going to have to wait and see, though. We're going to have to wait and see, but I think that could get ugly for him. We got to be careful, bro. We got to be careful, man. Bills need to win the playoffs first. Yeah, Bills haven't really done anything. Outside of that one AFC championship game where they got Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, they haven't really done much. Let's see. Wilson, Seahawks versus 49ers was a matchup. Yeah, and the 49ers would usually lose that, too, by the way. Wilson picked apart the 49ers for damn near a decade, bruh. This man OJ read off the schedule. He thinks 49ers have a chance. It's a wrap. Fire Shanahan, release Purdy. All that's not happening. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. He said fire Shanahan, release Purdy. You're crazy. He still has one more year on his deal, so he can play the last year on his deal. If they really don't believe in him, nobody's going to pay $60 million for Purdy. Nobody's going to pay. You might get some bottom feeder that'll be like, oh, we'll give you $40 million or $50 million, and they'd be dumb as hell to do that. But you might get some bottom feeder that would do that. Purdy, they're not going to pay him. If they pay Purdy $65 million, I would agree with Barrett and say, if he's asking for $65 million, that's insane to ask for $65 million. That is nuts to ask for $65 million. That is, Purdy should be paid probably right around 50 million. That's about what he's worth. Maybe, like I said, about 50 million. He's a great quarterback. He's an elite quarterback in their system and what they do, but he needs what he needs in order to do that. And you can't pay a quarterback 60 million when you've got to pay all those other weapons money too. So they're not going to pay him 60. If he's asking for 60, release him. I agree. If he asks for 60, even 60 million, trade him or release him. Trade him. Just trade him and draft the quarterback. And keep your skill players. Keep Kittle. You got to redo Kittle soon. You got to redo Debo or redo whoever. Keep those guys and just draft the quarterback. If they're really asking for 60 million plus, no, absolutely not. You better take that Daniel Jones deal. 60 is too much. Like, if he had crazy, if he was like 6'4" and had crazy carry the team on his back sometimes, which he's done, but he still needs that within that system. So, I think he's an elite quarterback for what he does. I think he's one of the best, a top 10 quarterback, but I'm not giving him $60 million. No, I'm not giving him $60 million. No, I'm not giving him that. Not that. If he would have won the Super Bowl, I would give him $60 million. If he won the Super Bowl. And it's not necessarily his fault. He played okay in the Super Bowl, but I'm not giving him $60 million and not having money to re-sign other guys. No way. I would just draft the quarterback or I would just do free agency. I would get a Sam Darnold. Maybe Sam Darnold becomes available again, or maybe you can get a different quarterback, a different starting quarterback from somewhere else, but I'm not paying him 60 million. That's crazy. They could tag him, but if you tag him, you're paying him it's the top 5 QBs and average that out. So if you tag him, you're paying him about 50. You're paying him 50 something. You're paying him almost 60 million if you tag him. It's going to be close. Because Dak is 60. Burrow is 50, 55. Love is 50 something. Tua's high 50, mid 50s something, right? So it's you're going to be paying him 50 something million anyway. Let's see here. Just go get Justin Fields. Yeah, exactly. If he's asking for 60 million, yeah, I just go get Justin Fields. I change the offense a little bit, and I just be hey, let's just run the ball with McCaffrey, run the ball with Mason, go draft some more, get a good running back, draft the first round running back, and have the McCaffrey, whoever the next running back is, show. Just have that. Like I said, re-sign Debo, and just, like I said, run a ground and pound, short, efficient throwing, misdirection, quarterback sneaks, boots, stuff like that. Hell no, I ain't paying him 60 million. Not right now. Now, if he starts turning it up with, let's say he finishes out the season an MVP quality season and he stops with the turnovers and wins some games when it's crunch time and wins a Super Bowl, then yes, pay him 60 million plus. Pay him 65 million if he wins the Super Bowl. But right now, no. Right now, he's worth about 50 million. That's my 50 million. That would be the highest I'd go was 50 mil. It's not gonna be. Did you see how the Bears put the clamps on the Texans? You out here praising CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud played worse than Brock Purdy, bro. CJ Stroud playing worse than Brock Purdy. Did you see CJ Stroud's game against the Bears? Did you see that game? Dude had less than 100 yards passing, bro. He looked like complete trash. So Chicago messed around way too much with Justin. Caleb's better than Justin. Let's just be real. Caleb's a better player than Justin, but it is what it is. Wait, CJ's legit? No, I'm just talking about how Barron always be hating on Purdy all the time, but never says anything about CJ when he has a bad game. Barron will never say anything about CJ when he has a bad game. Did you guys see the game that CJ had against the Bears? Texans versus Bears. I'm gonna look up the box score. Did you guys see the Texans versus Bears box score? Let me tell you guys CJ Stroud's stats. Did you guys see that? Texans versus Bears? So that's all I'm saying. But anyway, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. I love and respect all of you awesome elite ninjas. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you watch my most recent videos. We got a new Switch 2 games update and Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven RPG stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Shout outs to Vadcent, shout outs to Roggy Froggy, and the streamers, the whole Kage and streaming on JOJO Fridays. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate your support. Spencer Knoll, thank you for the subscription too. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow for the Spawncast kinda after show, and other stuff. So yeah, should be fun. All right, guys, love y'all so much. You guys are goated. You guys are the best. We'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.